Greg Afarian here, gregafarian.com and Virtual Media Realty, your full-service real estate needs. Anything you need in the Andover or Greater Boston area, please make sure you give me a call. Give us a call here. We're heavily based with technology and social media needs to help our customers get found. We're going to talk about the events that have happened this week. A lot going on. Big news today. They were voting to keep whether or not to keep Ben Bernanke, Fed Chairman.
It looks like it could perhaps be done. We're waiting for confirmation, but Steve, go ahead, finish your point.
No, I was just going to say, what people, I think, badly misunderstand what the central bank does when it comes to monetary policy. I don't think most Americans understood about the central role that the Federal Reserve plays in regulatory supervision. And when it comes to the mistakes that were made by the Federal Reserve, you ask me, they're more to do with regulatory supervision than monetary policy, although we all talked about the monetary policy aspects of it.
A lot of people say that there's too much liquidity out there right now. Rates are too low. But I'm in the camp that I would rather have rates be too low and have a little bit of growth, extra growth, versus not have enough liquidity and rates be high and pushes us into a deeper recession. So that's my take. So the Senate voted, and pretty good outcome. He won. I don't know, he got like 70 votes and there were 10 against, so that was pretty good. I wouldn't feel too confident if he wasn't in there. And the market did sell off. This has been a really bad week for the market. Market has been down 6 out of the last 10 days, so stock market. So a little bit of unease, there out there in the stock market. I feel as though, like I was saying, you got to be careful. It could be a sucker's rally. The bulls, they seem like they're going to take it to the next level, and all of a sudden they pull the rug underneath you. So you got to be careful in this type of a market. When you make profit, you got to take money off the table. News this week also was the iPad. And I was a little shocked that Apple released this, to be honest with you. It looks like a fantastic gadget, though. I mean, everything Apple makes is a great product. I was a PC user for a long time, and I switched to Apple, and they make superior products. They are expensive, but you do pay for what you get. So I really like it. The one thing that I'm pretty negative on is this at&t service that they're with. I just don't understand why they don't switch to Verizon. I got my BlackBerry. I would love to have a smashing party and smash it on the ground and get an iPhone, because iPhone is just a terrific and neat phone. Has a great camera, has great video options. So love Apple. Not sure about the iPad. I would say, it's still a little expensive. And if someone's going to pay about $40-50 a month for that service too, I mean, I don't know how much of that stuff do you really need. But nice product. Existing home sales. Like I said last week, I was pretty certain that they were going to be a pretty low number, and it was. It was actually the biggest decline ever. Existing home sales was down 16.7% in December. Typically speaking, though, that is a slow time, but it really shocked the market, I think. And mortgage applications were down almost 11%, 10.9%. 30-year fixed rates stayed about the same. They were down a little bit to 4.98% was the national average. Tim Geithner, Treasury Secretary, was on the stand for his involvement with AIG during the bailout. And, I think the biggest thing, him and Hank Paulson, who was the former U.S. Treasury Secretary, I think the biggest problem is that when you are lending out the taxpayers' money, $62 billion or whatever that AIG got, I mean, you have to tell people what you're doing. I mean, regardless of whether or not you feel that the American people are just they're too stupid to know what's going on, or the American people just don't care. I mean, that's not your money, that's ours. So, it would be nice to be disclosed what you're doing, just because, and I don't know if he's lying under oath. He also was saying that if they didn't bail out AIG, the world would have collapsed, and unemployment would have reached 25%. The way I look at it is the bailout, even though it was controversial, I think that it really calmed the market down. And at that point, that's what you needed. You needed some calm. And otherwise, the market would have sold off a lot. It could have happened a lot worse. I mean, there's a lot worse that could have happened. And that's why I applaud Ben Bernanke. I think he really did a stand-up job. I mean, he really did, given the circumstances. It's just funny how quickly people forget, though. I mean, it was pretty bad, and they want to pinpoint or blame someone for it, and really the only blame is the public. I mean, people were buying homes not to live in homes, but they were buying them purely as investments. Most of the people that were involved in these transactions, I mean, they were buying homes because they didn't want to miss out. And, that's what happens. That's how bubbles are created. Bubbles are created. There was a little bit of liquidity out there. The rates were low. The stock market had crashed a few years back, and people were just dumping money into real estate. And it's a big debate on what happened, who caused it. Did Greenspan cause it? Did Bush cause it? Everyone wants to blame Bush. Did Bernanke, did he do a good job? It's really, it's just, people forget that this all started during Clinton's, 8 years in there. He created a market, and rates were low, and then the stock market, fell apart, and, then all that money just funneled into real estate. But whatever, it's just a cycle, and cycles come and go, and they'll come again, and they'll go again, You just have to survive the storm while it's here. Seems like everyone's getting book deals. Ozzy has a new book out, I Am Ozzy. And I don't know if anyone caught that interview of him on the Today Show. I don't know, my wife had it on, so I caught it, and wow, he's really out to lunch. I mean, every question she was asking, he was like, I don't know. It was just really funny. And he's one of those guys, man. You gotta really hand it to him. I mean, he had quite a brand out there. But Ozzy has a book deal. I want one too. How about me? And other news that was quite interesting was Nicolas Cage. Guess he sold his house in one day, and I guess he owed $6 million in back taxes. I mean, talk about a tax bill. So he had to liquidate, and that's about it. Greg Afarian, GregAfarian.com, virtualmediarealty.com. Please let me know if you have any questions. Have a great weekend. Greg Afarian out for now.